Wow, imagine filming wrap-ups as you read the books. Hello strangers, I'm Leah and here is another 5-book wrap-up. This is where I talk about 5 books that I've read, actually recently for once. This is actually the first one of these that I've filmed this year where I'm not filming like 2 back-to-back, so like why not just make it 10? Because these videos get long is basically the answer to that. If I filmed this video one day later, it probably would have been me filming 2 of these back-to-back, but it's not. For the first time ever. Do not sing. So the first book I'm going to talk about is Something to Talk About by Mel Wisney. This is a FF adult romance, so exciting. I didn't love this book. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It was okay. There's an age gap in this book. And I don't really like romances where there's like a power dynamic and like it tries to go out its way of like justifying it and like how the power dynamic isn't that bad or whatever. So if you don't really mind, that is probably fine. The main reason I did read this was it's about a TV writer and their assistant, but there was just so much of it that was kind of like just wrong enough to be annoying. But it's like, obviously I've never worked in TV, but a lot of it just doesn't seem right, and like the attitude the character had didn't make a lot of sense about somebody who should know how TV and award shows work, basically. The romance was okay. I'm not a big romance person. I did get this book for review off NetGalley, so there is a review down below. If you want more detail, then it's, I don't know, it was fine. Next we have The Million Pieces of Nina Grill by Emma Barton Smith. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars and there's a review of it. This book deals with a lot, grief and social expectations as well as mental health. So it's a swallowing of a lot of things. Enjoyed it for the most part, and it does touch on a lot of things that do need to be talked about more in YA. I don't know, I don't have like a lot of thoughts. I thought it was a decent attempt of a book about mental health and grief. Next I listened to You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really love this book. It's a FF romance. Basically the main character doesn't get a scholarship she needs, so she decides to run for prom queen because that comes with a scholarship. So there's like a lot of fun shenanigans. There's also a lot about friendship in this book as well, and if you follow me you know I love books about friendship or like that talk about friendship, so I really love this book. And it kind of goes into family a little bit as well, like family expectations and family sacrifice. So I felt that as well. That was relatable to me. So I definitely recommend this book because it's like a really cute romance. Do you know, sometimes the things I say are cute, I know other people will be like, what the hell are you talking about? That isn't cute. Like, I definitely recommend this book to people who want FF romance and who like books that deal with friendship. There's also like a fake app in this, so it kind of talks about social media as well. Like, I don't know, I do kind of wonder what would life be like if that app would exist like that at school. Who doesn't love fictional apps? Next we have Here Lies the Secret by Emma Rung. I gave this 3.5 stars out of 5. I got this for a review, so there is a review of this book. Kind of dealing with grief and questions about the paranormal. I don't actually know why I rated it so high now in reflection. Probably more 3 stars the more I think about it actually. Probably rated it high because sometimes I feel mean about rating books I review really low sometimes. I mean, if a book really pisses me off though, don't worry, that's getting a really low review and I will tell the publisher that is a 1 star. I have did that and I will continue to do that. So this is a book involving a British girl going over to New York for the summer to stay with her aunt, and apparently this is something she does often. The reason why this is kind of like a 3 stars is because this book doesn't deal with enough, I think. Like, it's set up about friendship. Like, this book doesn't have a romance in it, but I don't think it really gets into the nitty gritty of any of the characters, any of the, like, development or, like, process. And there is a small, like, supernatural element, but, like, that's not really fun, and it doesn't go anywhere. So you really want to be focusing on these characters, I guess, because it's, like, kind of the story's meant to be developing their characters. I just feel like there's not enough about friendship, and there's not enough about ghosts. So I don't know, like, this is a book, but I really think about it, I don't know who I would recommend it to, I think is one of the actual biggest problems with this book, because, like, it didn't really fulfill any really great need for me. Like, it's a book I don't think I would ever read again, or, like, if I knew exactly what went down, I don't think I would have ever read it. So it's kind of like, I don't know who this book's for. And to end this video on a high point, I also read Mexican Gothic by Savina Molina Garcia. I really enjoyed this book. It's really dark and creepy. It has an isolated house, which I love. It has a graveyard in it too. The isolated house has a graveyard. If you follow the Stranger Phone, you know that every year I read a book that has a graveyard, and that's because I really like books that have graveyards for some reason. Like, it's a tag on all my reviews whether, does this book have a graveyard? It does. It's quite typical to, like, a Gothic novel, but set in Mexico and, like, with Mexican culture as well, blended in. The protagonist's cousin has gotten sick, and she's recently married into this family where they don't really know a lot about them, so the protagonist goes off to check on her, and then the Gothicness happens. I don't really want to talk a lot about it because it's so good, and I think it's just better to go in and read it. There is some triggers, so you might want to look up the triggers for this book. I did talk about them in my review of this book. I think I said I got this for review of Net Gallery. And it also, like, the main character is always fabulously dressed, so that's kind of fun. I think it would make a really cool movie. Well, you'd have to film it in such a way. I think it'd be good. You'd be able to, like, do a lot of contrast. The book's really good with, like, the visuals it gives. I definitely highly recommend this book. It's really creepy and great. It's, like, a great horror novel. It definitely lives up to its title as well. I'm definitely going to read more of the author's work. I don't know, like, she has a few books that sound really interesting, so I don't know which one I'll start with. Especially since I'm not meant to be buying books right now. But you know how it is. So I will see you else next time. Where I will be in your house. Farewell.